Hello, I'm back. So from the previous part, cause I guess this is two separate videos. There's two separate videos. So this is the second one, and this is what progress I went up with. Basically over here we have this. I just pissed off. This is probably going to be the only edited video, because I need to put two clips together, because the previous clip just stopped recording and said no space left in this file, and I had to change it, delete the video files, and make some storage space for this clip. So I want to get this over and done with right now. So we have the clock. We set it to 4 ticks or 8 ticks, whatever you want to call it. Okay, good. So let's say we turn the computer on, right? We turn it on. We have this, which does the loopy thing, my bobs. We have data going in, which is 10 from the result of 5 plus 5. And sorry for just a random cut in the previous clip. I don't know what happened, I just stopped recording. So we have data, we have like 10, because of 5 plus 5. You have the clock pulse, and then it stalls. And the last thing we have to do is make it so that when the pulses once, it stalls, and when it pulses again, it unstalls. But when there's no data, I mean. So when it pulses, we can, I don't know where to take the output from. I mean, this is probably like a basic idea of one, of a thing, a register with a pulse. I completely forgot what this is for. What would we want to disable read? I'm just thinking. I guess if there's no data, so I guess we could do this. So if there's no data, we can take this as an output. Oh no, sorry. Send it into this one. But we need to invert this. So if there's data and this, and there's a clock pulse, and we want to read it, it still works the same. But you guys can understand that if you want to make, I mean, registers usually have it so that with a clock, like with a register and a clock, with a register and like the memory, like the accumulator or whatever you use in the computer, whatever's used in the computer, like I said in the previous video, we'll look at it, most of it, like, we actually built a retro computer, which is actually after this episode. It's pretty much, yeah, it's after this episode, so stay tuned for that. And that one's probably going to be edited. Or, no, probably not, but maybe. But it will most likely have like sections labeled with like, this is the intro, this is building ROM, this is building RAM, this is connecting everything up at the end, and then then the next video will be testing and looking at it. Well, no, we won't do testing, but we'll look at it. We'll like, I'll show you guys on camera. It'll be like a full movie based off my retro computer. You know, people do when they have a redstone video thing. Sorry. So usually registers, they have a clock pulse when you turn the computer on. Then you input data. Then you want to store it, and then when the clock pulses, it'll save the data. and then you can read it with for this like it will stay on, but this is blinking because it's not properly built. So so if so usually how they work is you have a data in, you have like data input, the data goes in, you have a store. So these two stay on. Whoops. These two would stay on. You have data and you can store it. Then what the clock let's just say the clock pulses once, so it pulsed. We turn it off. It pulsed once, and it continues pulsing, but it doesn't change it. It doesn't change the store or the output because these are still on. So when it pulses once, it just automatically stalls it if the store and the data are on, and then we can read it. When it we can read the data that's stored, but this is not built the same way. It's a bit different. It's a bit of a weird type of circuit. It's not the best, but it gets the basic idea. We just need to fix the facts that when you have it on and you want to read it. Huh? Oh, sorry. There we go. Now it's blinking. And it's this problem right here. It's causing that. It's right around here. So you just need a circuit to make sure that it stays on when you have these two on, and you wanna make sure when it ticks once, it should already be saved, because the first time it ticks when these two are on, it saves, it stores it in the memory. And if we want to read it, it should stay on and not blink. So it's not the best design. That's why there's designs with better engineers than me. And I'm not going to spend an hour just trying to figure out how to make it work, because that's a waste of a video. Unless I can edit it, which this video is edited now because I had to put two clips together because the previous one stopped recording just out of nowhere. I'm sorry just for the random cut, but I caught up with what I was saying from the previous clip. So let me do some math. Wait. So if this video is about 8 minutes long and the previous was 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. Good enough. I'll more, so 21, 22 minutes. No, 22 minutes. We'll do 2 more minutes. Or so, I don't know, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I don't have the time to show you guys better design. You just need a design that can, drive that when you have the data, you have the data and the store. It doesn't store and it doesn't read, and it only stores when there's one tick pulse. There's one pulse, but it continues pulsing when the computer's turned on. But you gotta make sure there's one pulse, and then one pulse is needed to save it. But imagine this is still ticking. I just don't want to turn it on, and then we want to read it. It's stored, and then if we turn this off and it ticks again, it saves it with nothing in it, so it just doesn't output anything because there's nothing stored in it. And this is not how it's built. This is a bit old. This is a bit of a different, design. A different design. I can't wait for the part where we actually build the virtual computer. That's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be at least a couple hours. And if you just want to see the parts where I build specific parts, I'll probably label them. I definitely will, cause then it's not really organized, Cause then what I mean by that is it's not properly laid out so you can easily find what you're looking for, in the video that I'm building. I'm still sick. It's annoying. Okay, it's almost 22 minutes long, I'd say. I think, maybe. You guys can tell me because you're watching. I just don't want the shortest episodes. I like at least 22-minute long episodes, if that's a bit weird. But don't worry. I'm telling you guys, it's not a bit weird. when we actually build the entire redstone computer, I'll build a better register with that function. And then we'll have two ALUs, one for binary maths, the other for decimal maths, like normal maths with like normal numbers. You know, like 1 plus 1 is 2, and I'll about that. And then binary 1 plus 1 is 1, 0. So we have two different ALUs. It'll probably have two CPUs. It will need that to control the two ALUs. You need two processing units to control two ALU units. Alright, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. This is probably the last episode of the series, so can't wait for you guys to watch the video where we actually built the redstone computer. Subscribe, hit the bell, just slap that bell. See you guys in the next video. Bye. It's actually 23 minutes now. Bye. Subscribe.